One man's journey to an impoverished African village has inspired him to go back to bring fresh water to a whole community. Jim O'Connor from Esh village in County Durham was so affected by what he found in Mashami in Tanzania that he felt guilty about his life back home and was determined to do something to help.
He's packing as many little luxuries as he can for the children of a Tanzanian village, but his real gift to them is priceless. Jim O'Connor spent a fortnight last year in a community with no access to clean water. Women and children walk for hours to collect a contaminated supply by the bucketful. Back home at Esh village in County Durham, Jim decided he had to do something about it.
I've had a very good life. I was married for 38 years and I've got 3 nice children, 6 grandchildren. I've got a business and I'm doing very well. So I made a pledge to myself that one day I would return to Tanzania and sink a well and build some latrines at this school because I wanted to try and break the cycle of sickness and death.
During his fundraising efforts, Jim completed the England Coast to Coast walk and has raised nearly £38,000, much of it in his home village. Later this week, Jim flies back out to Tanzania. He's collected enough money to sink 2 wells, and they'll be named in honour of his late wife, Dorothy, lost to breast cancer 3 years ago.
Can you imagine the children's faces when they see the water coming out of the well and they no longer have to trudge for miles and miles every day, lose schooling and things, and they just have to go to the bottom of the drive at the school and pump a well and get fresh water.
Nkaraya Primary School is where the project first started in February 2009, and the blessing of the rig was very important to the community, who were very committed Christians and had arranged for the local pastor to be on hand to bless the rig.
Amen.
Once the drilling rig arrived, we had to ensure that it was levelled correctly, as the borehole had to be parallel for 100 metres deep. Once it was settled, drilling could commence. After 15 metres, we hit our first sign of water, which was very exciting and much to the delight of the locals. The gush of water, so close to the surface, was a great relief after months of planning. And the drilling crew worked very hard and were covered in mud from the borehole. After 20 metres, we hit rock and had to change the drill to a rock hammer. This required the insertion of a steel liner to ensure the hole did not collapse due to the vibration from the hammer. The plastic liner has 1mm slots down the sides to allow the water to run through, and a gravel pack was inserted which filtered the water and also supported the sides of the well once the steel liner was extracted. We continued to drill to a depth of 100 metres, and there was lots of fresh clean water flowing in abundance. The local people could not believe what they were seeing. The village had appointed a well committee, and it will be their responsibility to take over the management and the maintenance of the well. The construction of the wellhead and the pump was watched in anticipation by the local community and the village elders. It is easy to see how water-related diseases are responsible for the death of a child every 20 seconds in Africa. Most of the children only have 1 meal per day, and this is provided by the school. The staple diet is ugali, which is a maize porridge, and occasionally beans and some bean juice to make it more palatable. The conditions are very poor. Notice the shoes, oversized hand-me-down worn-out clothes. They are desperate for cooking utensils, serving spoons, dishes and spoons for the children to prevent them from having to eat with their fingers. This is the first water from the pump. They were so thankful, they decorated the well with flowers and the community travelled from miles around to witness the event. This was a very special moment for me to see this very fitting tribute to Dorothy, who had worked tirelessly throughout her life to help people in difficult circumstances. She would have been very proud of what we have achieved through this worthwhile project. Although we have focused on children, the whole community, young and old, will benefit from this clean, fresh water we have produced. The importance of the occasion warranted government officials opening the well, the District Commissioner Dr. Norman, the Education Commissioner and lots of dignitaries attended the opening ceremony, along with the press and television from Moshi. You may recall the photograph we used, From This to This, showing the clean and dirty water. With your help and very generous support, this transformation has now become a reality. The District Commissioner is telling the people how much I love my wife Dorothy for 40 years and had suffered a great loss with her death at 56, and how I had turned the tragedy into something very positive by providing this life-giving gift of clean water to the people of Tanzania, and how we should all learn a lesson from Mr. Jim. Aikande Mushi was very instrumental in the organisation of our trip and in the opening ceremony. She has become a very good friend and will rely a lot on her for her help, and she is our main contact in Tanzania. She is explaining to the people how we raised the funds in the UK by walking the coast to coast and all events that we organised.
Jamani, maji yakionekana tu vigelegele, makofi kama yataonekana.
Fresh clean water coming from our first well. There's no longer any need for the long journeys to collect dirty, contaminated water. You can clearly see the difference made to the quality of the water. The presentation of this beautifully carved walking stick was a sign of respect for the work that has been done. They told me it was to stop me stooping when I was an old man.
Anachosema usizeeke kwa shida, uwe na mguu wa tatu wa kutembelea.
It is a great honour to be presented with a traditional African shirt. No comments about the colour or the hat, and I know it's not my colour.
In the UK, when our children at school, they are called in for class with the bell. And when I was here last year, I saw them with a stick and a pan. So this year, you haven't only got Dorothy's well, you've also got Dorothy's bell.
Oh, kwa hiyo mnake kengele inaitwa pia kwa jina la mke yake Dorothy.
Jamani, vigeregere jamani.
Goga tena bwana, goga. Kwani goga.
I think it is a basic human right that every person in the world should have access to clean, fresh drinking water.
A County Durham man who's been raising money to sink wells in Tanzania has been given £60,000 by two businessmen who saw his story here on Look North. Jim O'Connor was so moved by the plight of children who only had access to dirty drinking water that he raised £40,000 in memory of his late wife Dorothy, enough to pay for 2 wells and latrines. Well, now 2 of our viewers have boosted that figure to £100,000.
I was absolutely amazed that they said they were going to give me £60,000 donation to the charity, which means another 3 wells and 3 latrines. And it's absolutely fantastic to think that somebody could be inspired by a little clip on the television showing what we'd done to give that amount of money. And when you think that for every £10 donated to relief of water and illness, there's a life saved, so that's 6,000 lives.
In February 2010, we returned to Tanzania, sank our 2nd well and built latrines here at Uduru. On that same visit, we sank our 3rd well and latrines at Nishamli Primary School, which was dedicated in memory of Terence Elliott, whose sons donated the £60,000 referred to earlier. After further fundraising, I returned to Tanzania in August 2010 with my youngest son Eddie. We revisited earlier wells sunk in honour of his mother and saw the sinking of our 4th well at Kipileni Primary School, which has not seen significant rainfall for the past 4 years. There are 2 schools on this site with a total of 800 children and a community of 5,000. Had we installed a simple hand pump, as at the other schools, this would have meant long queues standing in the hot sun for hours to collect water. We therefore decided to install a 30-foot tower with a 10-foot wind pump along with a 10,000 litre storage tank, which enabled us to gravity feed a water supply to the 2 schools, toilets and 4 community standpipes with taps. Each community we visit seems to be in even greater poverty. This kitchen is used to prepare meals for hundreds of hungry children each day. Absolutely desolate place, isn't it? We hope to sink our 5th well at Makanya Primary School, which we visited in August 2010, having been directed there because of the desperate need for clean water in a remote and desolate area. As you can see, conditions are poor, with children living in extreme poverty. It is our aim to sink 2 wells and provide 2 latrines in January 2012. God willing and funding being available, the 2nd of these sites is still to be established. This is my friend Nathan, the magistrate, who lives in Tanzania, and he would like to say some words to the English people.
We say thank you for all donors, sponsors, and who have done this good job for us. It's very big. We appreciate it. We've got a big joy for what you did. All the villagers, all the people, all the communities, they are saying thank you. Big thanks to people in England, and we expect that will come back again to help us. Thank you, Mr. Jim. God bless you. God bless the people in those who donated their money. God bless everybody.
Iyo amina e mama, iyo amina e wanga wa bolingo. Iyo amina e mama, iyo amina e wanga wa bolingo. Ataba fingi e pamba o, ataba lobi e biso semi pepe o. Iyo amina e mama, iyo amina e wanga wa bolingo. Amina.